So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to use the place value board and discs and tiles to show how to do this with subtraction when we're in decimals. So again, when we're doing subtraction with decimals, we're going to start by using our addition so that we can see that relationship between addition and subtraction. So when we're subtracting, do we start with a part or a whole?
We start with our whole, and our whole is 44 and 55 hundredths.
And what do we subtract from that whole?
Well, I could take away either part. I'm going to take away 28 and 16 hundredths.
Now what differs in the subtraction board is we're going to bring in our place value strips. So what you want them to do in their place value strips is show that value, and we're going to put it down here at the bottom so we have room for our discs when we have to regroup.
So I'm using whole number strips and decimal strips,
so that they can see the value in each of those places in expanded form that they're going to be subtracting.
I just want to show that when they're layered, what that looks like. So the kids can see it. They see the layer, and then they can
pull it apart.
Okay.
So now, when we're doing subtraction with the standard algorithm, where do we begin subtracting?
This side.
The place furthest to the right, where we have digits. And so what place are we going to be subtracting in?
We're going to take away 6.
What place are we going to start
in the
subtracting
hundredths?
In the hundredths place. So how many hundredths did we have in our whole?
5.
In the hundredths place, we had 5 hundredths. And how many hundredths do they want us to take away?
6.
The way we're showing it right now, can we take away 6 hundredths?
No.
No. So what are we going to have to do?
So I'm going to have to do some regrouping.
So we're going to take the hundredths that are already in the 10 frame and we're going to pull those to the bottom so it opens up that 10 frame for kids so that they don't just fill in the extra spaces. And in their hands, we want them to count out. How many hundredths are you putting on your board?
Well, 1/10 is equal to 10 hundredths.
So in their hand, they're going to pick up 10 hundredths and they're going to place those on the 10 frame.
And I'm really fussy about making sure on the circles, I don't care which way the numbers face, but I am fussier here to make sure they get them facing the right way.
Now, what do you need to remove?
I've got to take this away.
Now, do we still have, if I asked you to count this all up, are we still going to have the same value of 44 and 55 hundredths?
And this makes 5/10 and 5 hundredths. Yes, we have the same value.
And that's important to point out to your students, is that when we regrouped, our value did not change.
Oh,
what
but
changed
this
is the
changed.
way we're showing it. So now we need to change it.
So
in our
really
problem.
now I have 4/10 and I have 15 hundredths.
So with 15 hundredths in the hundredths place, can we remove 6 hundredths?
Yes, now it's easy.
So we're going to take the ones from the bottom first.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And then they stack them on top of that strip and they physically pull it away. So now how many hundredths did that leave us in the hundredths place?
That's 9. 15 minus 6 is 9. Check.
Okay. So now in the tenths place, how many tenths do we have in the problem?
I have 4/10.
And how many do they need us to take away?
1.
1. Can we do that?
Easy.
So we put it on there and we pull it off. So how many tenths did we leave in our tenths place?
3/10.
3/10. Now, are we still in parts or are we moving into whole numbers?
Now I'm moving to my whole numbers.
So we need to make sure we put our period in the problem. And so now if we look, how many ones are in our ones place?
I have 4 ones.
And how many ones do we need to take away?
8.
Can we physically put 8 ones on there?
No.
Not right now, we can't. So what do we need to do?
So I need to put this here. Oh, I need to move these down here first.
Mm-hmm. And if we look in the problem, what was our whole number value in the problem?
It was 44.
And we were showing that with 4 10s and 4 1s.
Now
do we
it's
still have a value of 44?
30, 44. Yeah.
So we're showing it with
3 10s and 14 ones.
And so now with 14 ones, can we put 8 of them on that 8?
Yes.
And so we're going to put those on there and take those away. And how many ones in our ones place did that leave
14
us with?
minus 8, I should have 6 ones left
In the ones place.
in the ones place.
So now in the tens place, how many tens do we have on the board?
3 tens.
And how many do we need to take away?
I need to take 2 tens away with the value of 20.
And those physically get removed. And what does that leave us with?
3 tens minus 2 tens is 1 10. So I should have 16 and 39 hundredths.
Now what do you notice between your two problems?
Check.
So we can show that part-whole relationship between addition and subtraction.
And when your kids need to understand checking their work, this is a really good way to show why that worked. And it shows inverse facts, which they talk about, but this really shows them what it means.